Imagine you are in charge of 24 employees. You are responsible for each of these employees passing a test. You also have to get all of the rest of your work done, continue making money and fulfilling the requirements for the company, but you have got to make these employees pass their test. So you're pounding information over and over again in their head, not caring what else gets done properly. Now, I forgot to mention, if you don't have all of these employees pass this test, you will lose your job and the company will be shut down. Does this seem like a good work environment to you? No Child Left Behind was an act created with the purpose of bridging the gap between different races and socioeconomic groups. Over the past 5 years, it has been shown that the law places so much emphasis on so many restrictions on the education system that it is not allowing for an adequate education to be provided for children. According to ed.gov, No Child Left Behind is intended to bridge the gap between races and socioeconomic groups. According to the No Child Left Behind according to the NCLB, the purpose, there are 4 basic principles that are supposed to define No Child Left Behind: stronger accountability for results, increased flexibility and local control, expanded options for parents, and an emphasis on teaching methods that have been proven to work. Teachers see No Child Left Behind as a way of the government controlling the state funding and their pay, and if they're fired or not. They don't see it as a real assessment tool for their students, only an inconvenience and a hindrance on the education system. We know that the purpose of the NCLB was to bridge the learning gap. But one of the problems with the NCLB is that it's so focused on just the test scores and making sure everybody's testing the same that it's not paying attention to who needs attention in the classroom other than the people that need to raise their test scores. What I mean by this is you have your low achievers, your average, and your high. The teachers are spending the majority of their time with the lower academically scoring students so they can raise their test scores so they don't have to worry about losing their job or the school being shut down. They used to try to divide their time equally, but that's no longer an option for most teachers. Teachers report that 60% of them see struggling students as the top priority in their classrooms. Who gets the most attention in a classroom? The academically struggling get 82% more of the attention from the teacher. Academically advanced only gets 5%, average 4%, and equal 9%. This is, however, a direct change from the way the teachers actually feel. From the FDR National Teacher Survey, teachers show that they would like to spend 86% of their time. 86% of teachers say that they would like to spend their time evenly. 11% say that they would rather spend more time with academically struggling students, and 3% are not sure. Those in favor of NCLB may say that spending time with those students who are struggling is best, that they need to be caught up with those that are far ahead. Are you saying that those that are ahead don't deserve the opportunity to stay ahead to keep their desire for learning intact? That only children that need additional assistance are worthy of the teacher's time? Or what about the racial opportunities for all what about equal opportunities for all students regardless of their racial background, socioeconomic status, etc.? Everybody's supposed to be getting their scores raised and working to be better. The previous data has shown that 86% of teachers want to spend their time equally, however, they are unable to do that. This is because the NCLB does not allow teachers to teach in an ethical way, making sure that all students are given opportunities to learn and grow as they should. This was one problem with it. The next, we'll look at the content in the classroom. Many teachers believe that meaningful content is just not being taught. The teacher leadership teachers state that tests are backwards thinking. that they state that the NCLB does not allow them to teach critical thinking or 21st century classroom ideas. Everything is being taught just so they will pass one standardized test. I spoke with Ms. Dowdell, a 6th grade elementary school teacher. She teaches math. She stated that No Child Left Behind robs her of having any meaningful projects to assess the student's comprehension of underlying concepts. She went on to state that it robs the classroom of meaning and is just memorization. She also feels that her classroom looks like a cell with its inmates, keeping their heads down and pencils moving. She doesn't like that her kids aren't laughing, smiling, and enjoying learning math. Instead, she is just trying to get the ideas and get them to memorize how to do the projects that will be on the test. Those who are for NCLB may state that standardized testing is the only fair way to assess student achievement. Many teachers will disagree. They feel that it is necessary to have different modes of assessment to gain a proper view on what the student is actually learning. NCLB is not providing a quality education for children in regards to content or how the children are treated. Did you ever imagine that it could impact them physically as well? The schools are so anxious to be able to have the time they need to put the memorized facts in the students' minds that they are cutting recess time. Recess and physical activity are scientifically proven to get the blood and the oxygen flowing through the body to get the mind working properly. It's more alert, it can retain more information, it's better for the body, they get some energy out, but they're cutting the recess to spend more time so they can learn standardized material. The report for the Center for Public Education has brought to light that the schools, especially elementary schools, are cutting their recess time in order to provide more classroom instruction. The recess time is needed for physical, social, and emotional reasons. No standardized test should be taking away physical activity and a time for play. Children don't need to score that 1 point higher and lose valuable time for them. The testing has put so much pressure on the administration that they are cutting out programs that are essential to students' wellness. The NCLB has put way too much emphasis on one single score. It's not looking at the overall learning of a child. It's not encompassing projects or hands-on learning, anything that can show that they understand the concepts buried within that content, not just how to check A, B, C, or D, but really understand the material, know when it is applied, choose which formula to use, show that they understand broad subjects and know how to use them. Anybody can take a test. It's the luck of the draw what your score is. But they need to think about the overall learning, the deep, rich content for children instead of just the standardized test. So I hope that you see the No Child Left Behind Act was founded on a great principle. However, all of the laws that show and state how that this act must be carried out and the pressures that it puts on the schools and the teachers and the students is taking the joy out of learning, and it's taking the real meaningful content out as well. This is going to make students not want to go to school, not care about learning, and actually not be as smart even if they are scoring higher on the test because they won't know how to use it in real-world actions. So I hope when this issue goes back before Congress that everybody supports its removal or its change.